Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, if this is your very first time meeting me, my name is Cha Jones, and welcome, and I'm glad that you finally found me. So, today I want to talk about embracing vulnerability. Um, I have decided that I'm going to do a challenge, a 21-day challenge, and today is day one of this 21-day challenge where I'm going to talk about being authentic and talking about my YouTube journey as well as being more vulnerable. So for me, this is the year of vulnerability, and I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone, do something that I would normally not do, and share a little bit more about who I am, what I do, and why I do what I do. And so I thought this would probably be the best way to do it. So um, I've been committed to doing a YouTube video every day. And so now I'm going to extend that to a 21-day challenge to challenge myself, to put myself out there. So I hope that you join me in this journey, but more importantly, start thinking about, what you can do to be more vulnerable. I know that, we're at the beginning of a new year. A lot of people do resolutions and you want to change something about yourself. I'm not into the resolutions. I just want to be better than I was yesterday. And I just try to do something that would enhance who I am and the value that I have to my life or other people's lives. And so that's what I'm doing. So again, thank you for being here. And let's just talk about vulnerability. For me, um, I'm embracing vulnerability for several reasons. I want to start shifting my channel a little bit and talking about different things and that are more aligned with who I am. So I'm an authentic person, period. What you see is what you get. I don't really have airs. I think depending on how you know me or what circles you know me in, you get a different version of me. And I think that's true for most people. Not that it makes it inauthentic. It just like I'm not sharing certain things with everybody, right? For the most part, how I meet you and how we interact, that's the version of you that you're going to get of me. So if I meet you in a very professional setting, you're going to get the very professional person. If I meet you in a more relaxed setting, you're going to get the more relaxed version of me. So it just depends on how you meet me. However, for this vulnerability challenge, what I am going to do is, basically extend more of myself and give you all aspects of me. So for today, I want to talk about like 10 years ago, I started this YouTube journey and it didn't last. I did 3 videos and I was done because I think people want or people assume that for you to have a certain clientele or to be in a certain arena that you have to position yourself a certain way. And that is true to a certain extent. However, I also think that when you are authentic and real, you attract authentic and real. Your tribe or the people that you want to speak to, the people who want to connect to you, the only way they can connect to you is if they're connecting to you, your real authentic self. You cannot be the best version of somebody else. It doesn't work that way. You have to show up as yourself. You have to be the best version of yourself so that you can attract the right clientele, the right people, the right audience, whatever the situation may be. if you are trying to mimic somebody else, you're not going to get your people. Because number one, it's going to come off as you're not being your authentic self, that you are trying to do something that's outside your wheelhouse. And for me, I want to attract the people because I'm not for everybody. I tell people that all the time. I tell people I'm very quick to like, you get on a discovery call with me and I'm like, listen, I think that you need to work with XYZ because that would be your person. I don't think I would be a good fit for you. And I'm clear about that. There's no question about who I want to work with and why I want to work with them. And I want to be able to, I want you to get the best version of me. I want you to get the right person and the right fit for what it is that you're trying to do. And if I'm trying to fake it and be somebody that I'm not, that's not happening. And so I don't take clients that are not a good fit for me. It should be a good fit for you as well as for me. This is not a one-sided relationship. I do things in reciprocity. I do not do things that if this is only going to be a one-sided relationship because if it don't work for me, it can't work for you. So we're not doing that. But I think early on, I felt like I had to show up a certain way. For instance, like if you came to my house 98% of the time, this is what I'm going to be looking like. You know, I might have, now there are times I get dressed up and I dress up just to be dressed up. But for the most part, you're going to get the average everyday person. Like, you're not about to get glam. You're not about to get face beat. I'm not walking around. I'm not that chick. Never have been. Probably never will be. I have no desire to wear caked on makeup. It it's just it's not my thing. So what is my thing is just being me. So if you came to my house and you wanted to talk to me, this is what you coming to this who you talking to. This is who you talking to. I might be wearing this. I might actually have on some real clothes. But you're going to be talking to me and you're going to get the authentic version of me. And so one of the things I thought I would do is just show up as myself, not show up with, all dressed up or, extra because this is who I am. And for me to talk about being authentic, I needed to show up authentically today. And that's what I'm doing. And the funny thing is, like, when I first started this version of YouTube, like 8 months ago, a person I was talking to, this guy, I did a video, and because my hair was actually combed, but because of the way the lighting was and the color of my hair, it looked all like it was all over the place. But if I was sitting in front of you, you would be like, oh, your hair is done, right? And so he was like immediately, Ty, why would you get on there and do that video with your hair looking like that? I said, first of all, my hair was combed. But second of all, I got on the video and did the video when I felt comfortable. And I was comfortable having the conversation that I had and presenting the information that I presented and talking about the content that I was talking about, which was one of my best seen videos because I was not putting on airs and I was talking from the heart and I was speaking confidently about the content, period. That's what it is. And so many people are put off by the fact that you have to do all this stuff to be presentable in a certain light. And I'm not saying don't be presentable. I'm not saying give us shit. I'm not saying that. But if you're thinking about being a YouTuber and you want to get on here and showcase your talent, do not allow all the fluff, all the extra, the stuff that doesn't matter. People are buying into you. You being authentic, you being your true self. They want to see and get to know you. And for so many people, they don't get started doing, whether it's YouTube or anything else in life, you don't get started because you feel like you got to have all this stuff. You got to present in a certain way. You got to, make your story all shiny. When no, tell us the story. Tell us who you are, how you got to where you are at, and you don't have to give us all that extra stuff. Nobody wants that. I mean, it's cute. It's nice. It's wonderful to see all the put together part. And that's why the other part of this is I'm not editing. I'm not editing nothing. What I say, how I say it, when I say it is all I'm saying it. I'm putting it together and I'm putting it on YouTube. I'm not even gonna worry about the thumbnails, none of that. That's part of this 21-day challenge. So I'm giving you the raw version of me. So again, talking about embracing imperfection, this is this is real. And I don't think it's even about being perfect or um, wanting to highlight certain attributes. I think that that's wonderful. I think that certain videos need to have a certain element of um, beauty to it. But when you really have a point to drive that point. Don't try to make it all of this stuff. So this is the point where I want to stop and just say like, share, and subscribe if you think that this content is useful for you. Um, hit the notification bell so that you can get more of my content. But beyond that, I also want to ask a question. What's one thing that you are working towards in 2025, or we're talking about that at the time of this video, but what's one thing that you're working towards that you want to show up more and you want to share more or be more vulnerable and step into that? What's that? Put that down in the comments. Well, we can have a conversation because this is also about me building community and getting to know who's watching me. I don't want you just showing up and just watching me so I feel like I got so much important information to say. Um, I feel like I'm in a space where I can help people, and I really want to be able to connect to the people that I can actually help. So if you are working on something in 2025 that you want to be more vulnerable in, or you want to do something that you've never done before, and you want to take risks that you haven't taken, what is that? What does that look like for you? And what help do you need? And maybe I can't help you, but maybe somebody who's also watching and they see that in the comments can also lend um, some information or content towards whatever it is that you're trying to work towards. So please share below. Um, I also want to share that I am going to, within this 21 days, create a free gift just for you showing up that you can get so that you can help develop your vulnerability throughout this 21 days. So be on the lookout for that in the description where you can get that content. It'll be there as well. And it's going to be Authentic You Blueprint. And I want you to go through this process. I'll be asking questions. I'll also be giving you journal prompts through this process so that you can start thinking about, like, what does it mean to be vulnerable? Where can I show up differently in my life so that people get the best version of me, so that people get the authentic version of me, so that people actually know something about me versus me shunning myself or hiding the best versions of me. I get all the time that, oh, I totally didn't know that about you. Or I would have never expected that from you. You don't know me. So, and then this is a way for you to get to know me. The other thing about this journey and this time in my life, like there, you know, parts of me that I want to dive deeper into, especially my spirituality. I have always liked numerology. I've always liked readings and all that kind of stuff. But at the core of who I am, I'm a very spiritual person. I've always been able to hear a spiritual voice that guides me and directs me. And I want to embrace that side of me. I I have studied, a lot of people don't know this. I've studied Reiki. Um, and I do energy work. I've always been a healer. I've known since I was a little girl that I had healing capabilities. I used to watch my grandmother put herbs together, and so she would give us elixirs to take. I never, I never missed days of school until I chose to. Like I would come to my mom and be like, "Listen, I've been at school every day. She need a break." And my mom would be like, okay. But as far as being sick, I never was sick. And when I did, like when I got older and I did get sick, I could heal myself because I would be like, I'm about to go mix this honey with this onion and this and that, and I'm gonna drink this or whatever, because that's what my grandmother used to do. And so I I love that. And so much of that aspect of me has been missing in my connectivity. And so I'm going to share that. And I'm going to share that journey as I step more into my spirituality. And I meditate. I love meditating. I love reading about spirituality. And when I lived in Mexico, because if you meet me for the very first time, I used to live in Mexico. I lived in Mexico for 3.5 years with my son. And one of the things that I absolutely loved about Mexico is that, especially in the Yucatan, there are so many things that have healing properties. And it's like a vortex. So you're in a very healing energy field. And so I felt really great. And I remember I went to a cacao session with these women and they were just picking plants. I was like, that's a flower. You want me to eat this? But it was interesting and taking I oh, I'm being very vulnerable now. But I did take mushrooms at one point. I tried those. And that experience, I'll probably share a little bit more about that in the 21 days, but that experience was quite interesting. Um, I didn't necessarily want to take them at first because my mother she has bipolar disorder. And I've always like stayed clear of drugs because I didn't, number one, I don't like being out of control. She does not. I want to be in control of my faculties. I want to be in control of me. I want to be in control of situations. So, but I did take mushrooms and it was quite interesting. And it actually helped. I was going through a custody battle and it helped that situation because I was able to see everything that needs to happen. And immediately mm, in the midst of that, my child's father called and uh, just was on the same page, and we had a conversation, and it got all cleared out for that moment. But yeah, so I'll talk a little bit more about that. But at this particular point, I just want to be vulnerable. Just want to share what I can share, and hopefully, me sharing helps you step out of your comfort zone to do something that maybe you've been wanting to do, but just didn't have the courage to do it. And so we're going to change that in 2025. So if you want to dive deeper into this journey, grab my free Authentic You Blueprint, which is going to be in the description, and follow me on my 21-day journey. You'll learn a little bit more about me. And then hopefully you'll start to do things to introduce yourself in a different way. And I also believe that at points in our lives, as we change, evolve, and grow, that, you have to reintroduce yourself to people and let them know, okay, that version of me that you're used to and accustomed to no longer lives. I'm not her no more. So if you're talking about 10 years ago, I have transformed many times in the last 10 years. That person that you're talking about does not exist. And the new version of who I am, this is who she is. This is what I'm into. These are my boundaries, and I'm clear about them. I'm able to say those things. And I think that is from being more authentic and defining who I am and what I'm willing to accept. And that's a journey. And it just didn't happen overnight. I had to work on that. So I want to talk about those things, but I wanted to share that this is where I am and what I'm doing. And I hope that it helps you. And again, let's engage. Please drop a comment. Tell me where you are in your process and what challenges are you going to be working on in 2025. I hope this helps. I'm about to be an open book, and you can also ask me questions respectfully. Until next time, I'm Cha Jones, and it's been a pleasure. But remember that you are the captain of your ship, and you are the only one who can control where you are and what you do. Um, be your authentic self in that process, and you will see that doors will begin to open up, people will begin to open up, and situations will change. But it starts with you. All right. Till next time.